Panda who just wanted to be part of something greater? He dreamed of heroes, of strength, of power. But the truth is, he never believed he could have any of it. He was just Po, ordinary, unseen, and lost in the noise of everyone else trying to be special. But that's where his story becomes something more. Because in a world that tells you to become stronger, faster, better, Po becomes something entirely different. He becomes aware. When he finally opens the legendary dragon scroll, there's no secret inside. No ancient magic, no hidden truth. Just a reflection. Just himself. There is no secret ingredient. That's the moment everything changes. Because power was never about what he could take or what he could learn. It was about what he could see. About recognizing what was already there. And maybe that's the part most of us miss. We keep searching for power, for purpose, for something to make us feel enough. But sometimes what we're looking for is already looking back at us. This is Kung Fu Panda, and this is the truth about real power. Po's story starts in a small valley surrounded by mountains, where every warrior dreams of becoming a legend. And in that world, strength means everything. It's what defines who's respected, who's feared, who's remembered. Po never belonged there. He wasn't fast, he wasn't skilled, and he definitely wasn't ready. But somehow fate, or maybe something greater, chose him as the Dragon Warrior. And no one believed it. Not his friends, not the masters, not even Po himself. Everyone thought the power he needed was locked inside the Dragon Scroll. That if he could just open it, he'd become unstoppable. But what they didn't realize was that the scroll wasn't hiding a secret. It was waiting for someone who was ready to see it. That's where the meaning of this story begins. Because the moment Po looks into that scroll, he isn't just seeing a reflection. He's seeing a truth the entire world forgot. That real power doesn't come from destiny. It comes from awareness. For most of his life, Po believed power was something you earned. Something that came from training, discipline, and years of control. And in a way, that's what everyone around him believed too. The Furious Five, Master Shifu, hey, even Tai Lung, they all saw power as something to deserve. Tai Lung spent his entire life chasing it. He trained harder than anyone else, fought longer, and believed that the more he proved himself, the more he deserved to be great. But when he was denied the Dragon Scroll, his strength turned into anger. His discipline turned into obsession. That's the illusion. The idea that power is something external, something you can hold, win, or lose. But the more you chase it, the more it controls you. That's what makes Tai Lung so tragic. He wasn't just defeated by Po, he was defeated by his own belief. His idea of power consumed him because it was built on fear. Fear of being ordinary, fear of being forgotten. Po, on the other hand, never had power to begin with. He wasn't the strongest, or the smartest, or the most skilled, but that's exactly why he was free. He had nothing to prove, and that gave him something no one else had: clarity. When you don't need to prove your worth, you can finally see it. And maybe that's the message hidden underneath all the kung fu and comedy. That chasing power is the very thing that keeps us from finding it. When Po opens the Dragon Scroll, everything he's been chasing, everything he's believed about power, all leads to that single moment. Every lesson, every fight, every doubt he's carried finally brings him here. And when the scroll finally reveals its truth, there's nothing, just his own reflection staring back at him. It's such a simple image, but it carries a meaning that most of us never really stop to see. The scroll isn't empty, it's honest. It's not hiding anything. It's showing the one thing everyone spends their life running away from: themselves. And maybe that's the hardest kind of truth, because it's easy to believe power comes from something outside of us, some secret, some talent, some destiny. That's what we're taught to believe. We grow up thinking we need to earn it, prove it, or deserve it. But the more we search for power out there, the more disconnected we become from what's already within us. That's what makes this moment so powerful. Po doesn't find an answer in the scroll, he finds a mirror. And for the first time, he sees himself clearly, without the noise, without the doubt, without trying to be something else. When he looks into that reflection, he's not seeing a failure or an accident. He's seeing potential. The potential that was always there, hidden under the belief that he wasn't enough. And the moment he accepts that, everything changes. His fear becomes focus. His confusion turns into confidence. It's as if the scroll was never meant to reveal a secret. It was meant to reveal a perspective. The idea that power doesn't come from learning more, but from remembering what's already true. That's why the Dragon Scroll is more than a symbol. It's a reflection of us. We all spend so much time searching, comparing, trying to be stronger, smarter, better. But sometimes all we really need to do is stop, look, and realize that the thing we've been searching for has been here all along. That's the real lesson hidden in the scroll. Power isn't given, it's realized. And the moment you stop searching for it, you finally start to feel it. Because the Dragon Scroll was never meant to teach Kung Fu, it was meant to teach awareness. Once Po understands what the Dragon Scroll truly means, everything about him changes. Not because he suddenly gains some new ability, but because he finally understands that he doesn't need one. Power was never about strength, speed, or skill. It was about belief. When Tai Lung faces him, he expects the same kind of fight he's always known. Power against power, strength against strength. But Po's strength comes from something Tai Lung never learned: peace. He's no longer fighting to prove himself, he's fighting from himself. Every move he makes comes from that realization that he already has everything he needs. That's what makes his victory different. He doesn't win over Tai Lung, he wins beyond him. Because in that moment, he's no longer trying to be the Dragon Warrior, he simply is. And that's the real meaning of power. Not dominance, not control, not fear, but presence. The kind of power that doesn't come from forcing the world to see you, but from finally seeing yourself clearly enough that the world can't ignore it. When Po uses the Wuxi finger hold, it's not just a cool finishing move, it's symbolic. It represents the release of everything false, everything built on pride and ego. It's like letting go of the need to be powerful, and in doing so, becoming untouchable. True power doesn't demand attention. It commands respect without asking. It's quiet. It's still. It's that inner calm that can't be shaken no matter what stands in front of you. And that's why Po, the clumsy panda who was never supposed to be the hero, ends up becoming the embodiment of what true power really is. Because he doesn't own power, he understands it. He lives it. In the end, the greatest warriors aren't the ones who fight the hardest. They're the ones who no longer need to. In the end, Kung Fu Panda isn't just a story about a panda who learns Kung Fu. It's a story about what happens when you finally stop trying to become something and start realizing who you already are. Po's journey shows us that real power doesn't need validation, and it doesn't wait for permission. It's not given by a master or earned through pain. It's the quiet strength that grows when you accept yourself fully. Flaws, fears, and all, because that's the truth hidden behind every Dragon Scroll. There's no secret formula, no chosen one. Just you, and the belief that you were enough all along. So maybe the next time you look for strength, don't look outward. Don't chase the scroll or the title or the approval. Look inward. That's where the real power has always been.